Hello and welcome to Reddit Stories. I'm Shane, and today's theme, plot twist. That's right. You're not gonna see what's gonna happen next. You're gonna have no idea. You're gonna be blindsided over and over again in this episode. And I'm joined by two people who have no idea what's about to happen next. Angela and Trevor.
What? Wait, what's going on?
What if I just never mind. I don't know.
Just never mind.
I was thinking about a joke of actually we're heading over where we're gonna do board AF. Plot twist.
That'd be an awesome plot twist.
That'd be
Not in a bad way, like I don't want to be here. Like in a way where it's like that caught me off guard.
Yeah.
It would have.
sure.
If you'd committed to it, it would have been like, whoa.
It's like how they say, when you make plans, God laughs.
That's so true.
I don't think I've heard anyone say that until just now.
I
But,
have.
all right.
Yep.
A lot
Plot
of people have heard.
twist.
Wow. I do think it's really funny. I don't think people realize with this show, we just got done playing Uno a second ago. We go from doing the most batshit stupid stuff, and then we sit down on this couch.
Oh,
and we
you
have
go to your
just
Star
completely-
Wagon.
Yeah, we go to our
then
wagon.
you go.
I get my Fiji water. Okay.
Just kidding. We usually sit on the same couch and we're silent for 5 minutes, then come
And then
back
we
in
come
here.
over here,
Yeah.
and then we have to completely shift the gears to a different type of mindset.
Yeah. I sat on a couch and watched Tim fix a computer
That's sick.
for I
That's
was just
really
sitting
cool.
there. Yeah, and he was just fixing the computer, and I was like, wow, this guy's the best.
I trust him with my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into our first story. This comes from Am I the Asshole? And this was posted recently. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor I dated her husband?
Wait, say it again?
Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor I dated her husband?
Copy.
Okay, letting someone know, hey, your husband, we dated at one point.
Yeah.
I, a 33-year-old woman, became friendly with my neighbor, a 37-year-old woman. Let's call her Emily. After I helped her move a few boxes into our building while her husband, a 35-year-old man, was in the hospital. I didn't meet Emily's husband until a few weeks later when she invited me over to dinner as thanks. When I first arrived, Emily's husband had run out to pick up some wine. But when he came back, I was shocked to see Matt, a guy I had gone on 3 dates with a year ago before he suddenly ghosted me. He had a terrible poker face and tried to pretend like he didn't recognize me. I don't play those games. I asked how long they had been married, and Emily said, 3 years. She recognized there was tension and asked if we knew each other. He said no. I said yes and told Emily that I had gone on dates with him a year ago. She became very upset and asked me to leave, which I did. The next day, Emily reached out and said that she didn't appreciate that I lied about when I dated her husband. He told her we had dated 4 years ago, before they were married. I didn't even live in this city 4 years ago. And even if we had dated 4 years ago, they had been engaged at that point. Either way, he would have been cheating. I sent her screenshots of our texts from the year before and from Bumble of his profile, which was still active. She never responded, but when I saw her in the lobby yesterday, she wouldn't even look me in the eye. I don't know if they're still together, and Emily hasn't responded to my texts. So am I the asshole for telling her the truth? Wow. What a situation to find yourself in.
I'm going to be thinking about that one for a bit. Because, wow.
Yeah. The audacity.
Yeah.
Verdict's not the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole at all. Obviously.
No, I think this is tough.
You're trying so hard.
What? I think it's tough. No, I think this is really tough. What do you think?
What do you think's tough?
Trevor, what do you think? I think we'll
Sorry.
be thinking about this for a bit.
Yeah.
I think this is not an open and shut case here. You know?
No, that's crazy,
We don't know
yeah.
what's going on.
I'd say, yeah.
It's tough to say, yeah. We gotta cut it.
Okay, we had to drop it. We did a little prank on you.
The first sentence that came out of your mouth, I laughed.
Didn't do it.
I was like, really?
It was really cool to sit in it for a second and be like, what if we gave you nothing?
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, so cool discussion show we have here, guys.
A little bit behind the curtain. Spencer and Trevor thought of this break before
Were
we
you
went
guys
up.
talking about this shit before?
Spencer and Trevor were like, what if you guys go up there and don't give him anything?
we're just like,
Wow,
man, that's
dude.
crazy.
Okay, but
Wow.
honestly, jokes aside, plot twist for you right there.
Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. You got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
Because, like, what if you had a story and no one had anything to say? Anyway, but we do. So, what sucks about this is that she's taking it out. The wife is taking it out on OP.
Sure.
And
We've
it's
seen
just
this
like
before in
classic, where the other person in this scenario is the asshole. It seems like he cheated, but she's like, well, f you for telling me, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I also think it's, I don't know if it's quite there or if it's because she's saying you lied. I can't believe you lied about when you guys dated, because my husband's now saying you dated 4 years ago. The husband had already said, no, I don't know this person. And then said, no, we dated 4 years ago.
Like-
So she knows.
Yeah.
But like, I think we all know, we've been in situations similar where you're just like, I do not want to allow my brain to process what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot
you then have to
easier.
face that, and that's awful.
But don't take it out on the person who went out on a limb.
No, but now
it's-
she's doing a horrible thing, and
Yeah.
it's
Denial and
like,
projection.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The classics.
The classic
The
denial
classic
project.
deny, project.
Yeah.
Yeah, denial with a side of projection.
I'm gonna be thinking about that one.
I really am going to
But no, she's not the asshole. In fact, I mean, like, this is a bold person for not being afraid to just be open and upfront about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes hiding behind someone else's lie is easier. I think I've fallen for that sometimes where two friends, I see someone kind of not telling the full truth. And you're like, it's going to be messy if I step in there and I actually go, I am the soldier here and I will tell you this person is lying.
Yeah.
But it is the right thing. I don't know. It's the right thing to, I don't know. It depends. It depends on each scenario, right? But this person was doing the right thing by telling the truth.
Of
Yeah.
course.
And kind of looking out
Well,
for
and
this
you're
other
aware
person.
of like, hey, he's cheating on you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. Like, and very blatantly, like, has an active Bumble account, has all this stuff going
Active
on.
at a time of,
Active as a posting.
Yeah.
oh, then this is f***ed up that OP is getting in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, it is.
Because I would say that she doesn't know these people, right? They're strangers. They could be in an open relationship, but if that's the case, if she brings this up, it should not be horrible for them to hear, and right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but like, so either way, bringing it up is fine at the and
100%.
justified when it's like, hey, this guy's cheating on you. He's pretending he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not like she has an
Weird.
agenda to like get with him or something.
No.
Like
No.
she's just being like, hey, I'm reporting.
We went on 3 dates. He ghosted me. She has no interest in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The wife is mad that OP is breaking her reality.
Yeah.
It seems.
I do respect OP too, because like, yeah, you don't really, it's not like she's friends with these people. It's like she helped them move in some boxes and they're just neighbors. Like, it would have been very
that.
easy for her to just like, not my problem, not my issue, like leave it alone.
I would say I could see a lot of people in this situation being like, oh shit, these are my neighbors. Like, I am just gonna pretend as
Yeah.
well. And that's what the husband probably was thinking was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But hey, good on her for not letting him get away with it.
Yeah.
Comments, you told her the info she did need to hear. Now just let the pieces fall where they will. Do not engage further. Not the asshole. You were being honest, but it's best to leave her alone now. Someone else said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. She has all the info she needs to make a decision. That's all you can do. OP commented saying, update, Emily just stopped by. We had a quick chat, but she let me know that she's kicked Matt out, and she thanked me for telling the truth. She also found out that I was not the only person he dated while they were married. Giving her space now, but wanted to share an update since it happened so quickly after posting. Okay.
All right, good.
And shocker, plot twist, he was dating other people too. Can you believe that? Can you
Whoa.
believe that, dude? I can't believe that.
I'm gonna be thinking about that one.
Yeah, that one's gonna sit with me for a bit.
I'm gonna think about that for a while. Anyways. Update.
Okay.
For real.
Do I get to, is this where you get
All
to
right.
guess?
What do we think the plot twist is?
And then if you
So
if
we
you,
know
if
there's
you
a
guess it, you get a Yahtzee.
Yeah, you guess it, you get a Yahtzee. And we get to scare everyone in
Yeah.
the office. Okay, we know there's a plot twist coming. So what we think is
Yes.
happening is probably not happening.
The obvious plot twist is like, you know,
I think obvious plot twist, they get into a relationship with each other.
Whoa.
Yeah.
whoa.
That's like me, that's what I want.
Pretty
I want that to be the
cool.
happy ending.
Pretty cool.
Plot twist, they move. Because that woman the neighbor wants to not think about that. And she's like, let's get out.
Okay, happy ending plot twist to me is that they start dating. Bad ending plot twist to me is that OP gets in a relationship with the guy after they break up.
Yo. Okay, because my gears are turning, I wouldn't normally make these types of assumptions, right? But this is plot twist, so I'm thinking like, what's the craziest
You're trying
possible
to get a
plot
Yahtzee,
twist?
yeah.
I'm trying to get a Yahtzee here. What if this is fictional bonkers town? If OP moved here on purpose to split them up,
Yes.
Dude.
this was all the plan all along?
And OP's in debt.
Dude.
Yes, and also that.
Dude.
And stole something from a museum.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be
Holy
thinking
crap.
about that.
Okay, let's see.
Give me a
All right.
one-way ticket to fictional bonkers town.
Okay.
With Jesus Christ. I love Trevor.
Okay, here we go. A happy final update. Over the last few days, I've been hanging out with Emily along with her sister and 2 BFFs who flew in to support her. Tuesday night, she texted me, "Space is overrated. Wine?" And that was that. Matt confessed to everything and more, and it was all a lot worse than anyone thought. But this isn't about him anymore. We've all had some really good, sometimes difficult conversations, but it's all been very cathartic and surprisingly positive. I found myself in the company of some pretty amazing women.
Did they kiss?
Which is why this situation has turned out the way it has. I moved to this city 2 years ago without knowing anyone, and it certainly wasn't an easy thing to tell someone that I'd hoped would be a friend. To be honest, it kind of felt like word vomit in the moment. And when I first posted this, I admittedly wanted validation because there was a large and loudly nagging part of me that thought I'd done the wrong thing.
100%.
So I'm very grateful to have come through what began as a really awful situation with 4 awesome new friends and far more laughs than tears. Emily, her sister, and I now are planning bi-weekly brunch dates, and we also discovered that we have some other friends and interests in common. This post got far more attention than I ever anticipated, so I did end up telling Emily about it. Her sister joked that we should start a podcast together, and we both shouted, "No!" So this is both the end and a new beginning of this story. Thank you all for the support and kind words for both me and Emily. We're going to be just fine. Signing off. Okay, so the plot twist is that they became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, which is the best case scenario.
Truly.
Yeah.
I'm very glad I'm wrong.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm glad we
Yeah.
are too.
Yeah, we were all assuming a lot of really
Yeah.
wild things.
Yeah.
I'm not counting out my first theory, though. This could still...
There's room for it
they
to
could
grow.
fall in love.
Absolutely.
They could fall in love. I'm holding out hope.
That would be the brunch girlies?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Bi-weekly brunch sounds like an easy commitment.
Bi-weekly brunch is the ultimate best scenario that could have happened.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah.
Like if someone threw out bi-weekly brunch, I'd be like, you're thinking too positively.
Yeah.
That's too optimistic.
You weekly brunch, you mean?
Bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly.
They
Which
have
means-
bi-weekly
So,
brunch, which I think
bi-weekly-
is better than weekly brunch.
It's every
Weekly
other-
brunch is too much of a
That's what I
commitment.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think that's
Bi-weekly
the
is better.
best. Honestly, I'm walking away from this story thinking a bi-weekly commitment in Friends is the way to fucking go.
Yeah.
Because a weekly commitment, even like D&D every week, who are you kidding? I don't know.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly anything, it's just like, that's
We
where I'm
really
at.
need to start promoting bi-weekly stuff. That's
Yeah, truly.
That's the jam.
Yeah.
You know? If anybody takes anything from this podcast, it's that.
It's just like, think about your problem right now while you're driving in the car listening to this Reddit story.
And, you
And
know
what if you made it bi-weekly instead of every week?
And you know what? That's going to stick with me.
Yeah.
That's going to stick with me.
And I'm so glad they said no to a podcast. That means they're good people.
Yeah.
People who
I
start
hate
podcasts.
podcasts. I hate them.
Podcasts are bad, and people who host them, even worse.
Yeah, it's true. You've been saying that.
I've been saying that in my mirror.
In my mirror.
So that was a happy plot twist. We're just getting our toes a little dipped in. But don't worry, it's gonna get worse.
Yay!
Like it always does here.
It always does here. Today's Reddit Stories is brought to you by ZocDoc. Have you ever woken up with a weird symptom like a tight pain in your neck and then immediately gone to Google or TikTok to see what's wrong and you get like a bunch of different answers back? Look, We've all gone down that rabbit hole, but it's time to get the help and care you really need with ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. And once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings. Choose a time slot that works for you and click to instantly book a visit. I had been delaying going to the doctor for a long time, and ZocDoc was all I needed to finally book an appointment. They made it too easy for me to ignore any longer. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/pitreddit to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/pitreddit. ZocDoc.com/pitreddit. Back to the show. Okay, our next story comes from relationships, and this was posted in 2014.
Wow.
20 years ago.
I was 14 years old when this was happening.
That's too much for me to handle.
Okay.
Does that make you 25 right now?
Yeah, 25.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, my fault. Really sucked the air out of the room with that one. That's the quietest it's ever been in here.
Honestly, we were all just doing math.
We were all thinking really hard. Okay. This is a 22-year-old woman. Me with my boyfriend, who's 24, of 3 years. He found out that his ex is engaged and literally won't stop crying.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
22-year-old woman, met my boyfriend, who's 24, 3 years ago, through some mutual friends. He was pretty guarded, and I was the one that pursued him. We were long distance. I was living in Oregon. He was living in Washington, until I moved in with him last year. My boyfriend has only had one other relationship and a hookup before me. He stopped talking to the hookup a long time ago because she was crazy, but he kept in touch with his ex until she cut contact with him around 2 years ago. They dated when he was 15, and it lasted for around 2 years, and then she dumped him because he had no self-respect. Apparently, she's the reason why my boyfriend is so guarded now. I'll admit that I was really jealous of her and was glad when she cut contact with him because she's beautiful and my boyfriend talked about her as if she had all of life's answers. This past January, I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard my boyfriend crying quietly. I could tell that he was looking at his phone and I wasn't sure whether or not to say anything since I wasn't sure if he just wanted a private moment or not. After a while, he got up to go to the bathroom, so I took a peek at his phone. He was on Facebook looking at his ex's profile. She had gotten engaged and there were pictures of the ring and everything. It's been 2 months now, and my boyfriend has been breaking down out of nowhere. I keep asking him to talk to me about it, but he won't. I told him to talk to a therapist, and he got really insulted and said that he doesn't believe in therapy.
Sick, dude.
I'm unsure of what to do since this happens at least twice a week. I love him, but he's always seemed a bit distant to me, and obviously this woman is the reason why. Should I contact her and ask her if she has any insight? I'm starting to think that she must have said something to upset him like this because he didn't seem that bothered when his ex was dating other people. Oh man.
It's like turbo loser behavior.
Turbo loser.
I'm sorry, dude.
No, just kidding.
That's crazy. So he's
shit.
25.
Okay. He's
they
25.
broke up when he was 17.
He's 24. I think she wrote two different ages.
Okay.
No, he's 24. So 7 years ago, they broke up.
Dude.
And she got engaged, and he's crying multiple times a week.
For 2 months.
For 2 months, and when she says, you should talk to a therapist, he says, I don't believe in therapy. Now, you can pick one of those reasons to break up, but she's...
It seems like she's a...
I guess I don't know. My head's going a million places, like, as I'm piecing this together, and I'm like, you know, your emotions you can't control, but, like, there's a lot you can. But also, if you're feeling that much emotion over this, and you're clocking that your partner's feeling that much emotion over it, it's like, hey, this is very serious.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to, like, you can't, regulate someone's emotional response to something and be like, you need to calm down or something, especially if
Sure.
it's... But it also is, like, there is a little bit of, like, is this a trigger? Is this bigger than what this is? Like, this is bigger... Like, is the ghost in the room with us now? You know what I mean? Like this is tapping into something that's a bigger problem under the hood.
And there's other hints she's thrown out here, like, yeah, she's beautiful, and he's always talked about her as if she had all of life's answers.
All the answers, yeah.
Like, hey man, this is a lot of red flags here.
Yeah.
I think they've been together around 3 years. He cut off contact with his ex around 2 years ago. She cut off contact with him,
So
saying he had no self-respect.
He was in regular contact with his ex for a year while they were dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a whole lot. Comments. No, don't contact her. Her job is finished. If her ex still has problems with their relationship, that's his issue. Now you, Missy, do not play Miss Fix-It here. You can't fix the fact that your boyfriend is actually still in love with another woman. You can be the most perfect woman on earth, but while he still has her as his dream woman, you don't have a shit show. Honestly, and as hard as this may be, I'd talk to him about it again. And then, if there is no resolution, I'd consider moving on. You deserve someone who thinks you are the best woman on earth, not some distant ex from his high school years. OP left a long response saying, thank you for your reply. I was insecure about my boyfriend's relationship with his ex from the start. They didn't talk that often, but they'd catch up once every few months through Skype or something. She lives on the East Coast, and when Hurricane Sandy hit, he called her, texted her, and messaged her on Skype despite her having cut off contact with him prior to that. I didn't even know that he still had her phone number. Is this relationship hopeless? I knew that he still had a bit of a thing for her, but I didn't know the extent of it until now. If he can't move on after all this time, I don't understand why he got into a relationship with me.
Yeah, no, this seems like a pretty clear-cut case of him having a relationship during his formative years, that ending, him wanting it back and not being over it, and then being with someone else because he needs to feel validated, but not having let go.
And this doesn't also necessarily mean he's still in love with her. It could just be that, like, he did not process losing her, especially, like, honestly, I'm glad we went back and did the math on the age thing, because there is something about your first, like when you're 17 or something, like your first love, and it's sticking. Like, I don't know, I've had people I've dated, like, get engaged, but I did see the guy, my first ever boyfriend, get engaged, and I remember just being like, why did that bring me back to when I was like young? Because it brings you back to that age, and then you're like, no, I'm in my 30s, I'm an adult, I don't know this person anymore, but it brings you like back to like early college or something, or high school, when you like romanticize that stuff.
That's why it's not like, I'm not knocking the guy for the emotions he's feeling.
No, and you're not.
But it's like, but he's also refusing to talk to her. And that's the bigger problem.
We're knocking like the dissociation of it, like the denial, the like not being honest with himself and his partner.
Because if he's not communicating to her, she has to then deal with the mystery of where it's coming from. Because it might be coming from somewhere like that, where it's like, oh no, it's more of a personal identity thing, or it's like not reckoning with my past, as opposed to I'm not over my ex. Now all signs right now are pointing to he's not over his ex. To me, at least.
No, it is. I was just saying that, like, the fact that it's coming out at random times.
Yeah, it's
like,
interesting.
This could be so many things, and what sucks is he's not at the wheel here. He's not really like dealing with it.
Yeah.
Right. Also, OP did mention that she pursued him. He did not pursue her, she pursued him. So maybe he clearly wasn't ready. Other comments. Not to knock high school relationships, but this guy was 15 and they only dated for 2 years. It's been, 6 years since they broke up? I think your boyfriend just doesn't have that much experience to realize that relationship wasn't as profound or meaningful as he believes it to be. Apparently, he's been putting her on this pedestal this entire time, which is not healthy. Maybe he should see someone about this, because it can definitely put a hold on his life. I went through this same thing. It took me a stupid amount of time to really get over my high school girlfriend. And looking back now, I can't figure out why I had created this perfect love story in my head when it was nothing of the sort. That's really interesting. See, I didn't have to deal with that because I didn't date anyone until I was in my 20s. So, you know what? Why don't you try being a huge loser as a teenager?
Yeah. That's
Try being obsessed with Shakespeare and going to church. It worked for me.
Hey, why don't you play Final Fantasy, okay?
Yeah, dude, I had so many girlfriends, so I don't really relate to you guys.
And that's okay.
Sounds really hard.
Yeah,
sounds hard to be
been
young
really
and
hard
busy.
to reckon with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm dying to know what happened.
So this comment said, like, I haven't talked to someone. He's said he does not believe in therapy. Last comment, I would end it. I realize that you've been dating for 3 years, but this kind of reaction is off the scale. It's pathetic, and it's completely disrespectful to you. I can't see how you can move past it. Had she died, then of course one could understand this, but if he's this brokenhearted over some girl he dated in his fucking teens, they broke up 7 years ago for fuck's sake, then you should not be in a relationship with him. I guess it's six years ago, but he was talking to his ex until 2 years ago when she cut off contact. So he clearly like maintained a relationship of some sort and was not allowing that space to happen.
Yeah, this is full of landmines here.
Yeah.
Update.
Yeah.
What do we think the plot twist is? Because we got a plot twist. So right now it's just like, oh, he's not over his ex. That's the obvious answer. Was he dating his ex off and on? Like, what was that? But she's now married, so I don't...
What's the worst thing that could happen?
That's what my brain is like, okay, if this is a plot, if we're talking like crazy plot twist, what's the craziest thing that could happen?
I'm worried that he's obsessed with his ex and she's gonna find a bunch of evidence that he is like, not over her emotionally, but he's also like, maybe just really like putting in a lot of work, keeping tabs on her and like trying to contact her. Like, she's already like, I didn't know he still had her number. Like, he tried to contact her a bunch after she'd already cut him off, which is a huge red flag.
Or maybe maybe he stalks her.
That's, I mean, truly already, she's like, I'm cutting you out of my life, and he's still trying to contact her.
And you're on Facebook in the middle of the night? First off, 2014 Facebook. Because I was like, first of all, come on.
But like, this is someone who cut you out of your life, and he is literally searching her up and everything. I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, my crazy prediction for the craziest plot twist, she's engaged, he finds out she's engaged, he goes to the wedding to try and break it up. That's the crazy plot twist I want.
Okay.
Or plot twist, they are in love.
She ends up with...
And he was crying because it's real love.
Dude.
And it sucks, and he was an asshole along the way, but he's in love with that girl, and that girl is in love with him. Dude. That would suck.
Crazy.
That would really suck, dude.
Dude, that would sit with me for a while.
Okay. The update.
Yeah.
First sentence. It's over, I think.
Okay, good.
I called my dad and asked him to help me move back home. These last 2 days have been really emotional.
Ugh.
My boyfriend was gone all day yesterday. He was gone when I woke up. That's fine. I assumed he went to work early, but he still wasn't home when I went to bed. I texted him once when I woke up to say good morning and twice at night, one asking if he was coming home for dinner and another asking if he was all right. I also tried calling his cell, but he didn't pick up. I thought that I deserved some answers, so I decided to snoop, something that I've done once before when I was feeling insecure about his relationship with his ex. Well, on his laptop, hidden in a bunch of subfolders, was an MS document with his ex's name.
MS document?
Microsoft document.
Loser. I'm kidding.
Fucking nerd.
Cut that. We're gonna cut that. Okay, Microsoft.
I read it, and I'm assuming that he just saved the last conversation that he had with her right before she cut contact with him. It started out normally, but then he asked how her relationship with her now fiancé boyfriend was going. She said that it was good and that she was happy. And then it got weird because he said something like, "Really? Are you sure?" She said yes and said that was a weird question. And he said, "I don't know. I don't believe that you're that happy." I don't remember everything exactly because my head was spinning, but he basically told her that her fiancé, then boyfriend, will never treat her as well as he did, and that they've known each other X number of years and managed to stay friends after their breakup, that they've helped each other grow as people, and that she should really give him another chance. He said that he's waited for her all these years and that he loves her and always believed they'd wind up together. This was all while he was with me. She called him an asshole and told him that he had a lot of balls to say that to her when she told him a long time ago that they're only ever going to be friends, and that he's an even bigger asshole for doing this while they were both in relationships. She told him to go to hell and to break up with me for my sake because I deserve better. That's not even the worst part. No. My boyfriend woke me up this morning by calling my cell and telling me to come to the kitchen. He said that he made breakfast. So I went to the kitchen getting ready for a fight. He and I never fight, but I am so goddamned hurt. And he made what honestly looked like an amazing breakfast with a ring box in the middle of the table.
Get your pancake out.
Dude. Get your pancakes out. He told me to open it. I did. He said something like, these last 3 years with me has been an adventure, and he hopes...
What an adventure!
He hopes to keep making new adventures with me. I guess around this time I snapped out of whatever haze I'd been in and I exploded. I demanded to know where he was all day yesterday, why he wouldn't contact me, why he's been crying over his ex for the last 3 months, everything. He got mad at me for being mad. He told me that I should be happy because he was proposing, and wasn't that what I wanted? I asked him why, when it's so obvious that he'd rather be with his ex. He told me that she's obviously moved on, so it's time for him to move on too. That's how everyone wants to be proposed to.
Yeah. Look, dude, I swear, yesterday, I finally got over my ex. And
Let's get married,
it's time
dude.
we get married.
I've never been so angry in my life. I've been so incredibly patient with this man and done my best to be understanding of his situation. I've literally given him all that I had, but I'm not going to get married to him just to be his consolation prize. It's so ironic because had he proposed 4+ months earlier, I would have been
said yes.
ecstatic. Now it just broke our relationship. So yeah, I called my dad crying and he's on his way to help me move back in with him and my mom. That's it. I'm a wreck, but I think it's just because everything wrong and twisted in this relationship is hitting me and it took so long for me to understand. And my ex is just sitting on the couch with his laptop. Thank you guys so much for helping me see how unfair this whole relationship was. I read every one of your comments, even if I didn't get a chance to respond to them all.
Oh my God.
Oh.
That blows.
Yeah. Honestly, though, thank God it did end with her getting out of that relationship.
Yeah.
That is so tough.
There's like a wire that's connected to a different wire for this guy or something, because it's like, oh no, I got caught. Go double down and buy a ring. Like, it's like...
Yeah. And while I agree that I think therapy doesn't work, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, this guy, he needs bi-weekly, semi-weekly. He needs the twice-a-week therapy.
Yeah.
This is wild to just double down and go the other way. And I bet he was so affected by seeing her truly move on. Also, it bugs me when you in these stories you hear someone finally understand a woman's moved on when there's a ring on her finger.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean she doesn't belong to you anymore.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buddy, she was clearly moved on when she cut you out of her life.
Yeah.
Oh, now she's really off the table.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Because her dowry's now spent. What the it's something made him go, oh, now she's really not available to me, so let me lock down this one here.
He has no respect for women because, he's talking to this ex being like, no, I'm right for you. And she's being like, no, I'm telling you flat out this. And he's going, no, not in.
Okay, here's my question.
But then he's also disrespecting his current partner so damn much. And this is often the most infuriating part of it's the cheating itself, but it's the insult to your intelligence. And it's he comes back with a ring and he's just like, yeah, and it's gonna be all right. And he truly believed that was gonna work.
She would, yeah. Okay, here's my question. You're the girl who's engaged, booked and blessed, okay?
Yeah.
And you're seeing him text you this stuff or DM you this stuff or Facebook message you this stuff. And you see he's clearly social media connected to this. He's still dating somebody. Do you slide into her DMs and tell her?
I think I do, especially after reading all of these, I do think if you have the opportunity to tell someone that they're being cheated on, you should take that opportunity.
I think I do.
It's hard. And look, there's so many stories where it blows back at you.
Like the
previous one we just read.
Yeah.
But it's hard to just, especially I've been cheated on, and it's it sucks. It's if you have definitive proof.
Yeah.
It's just dude, give it to them because they might get mad at you, they might deny it, but they're internally they're gonna know now.
Yeah.
And you could save them a lot of years. She was gonna get married to him.
Yeah.
It's man, I'll get you out of this hole before you dig it further.
100%.
I think the ex was probably honestly a little worried about this guy. She cut him out of her life because I think she was probably starting to get hey, you are not letting this go. I do not feel safe talking to you.
A little parasocial almost, where he's acted these 7 years they've been together or something. And she's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
engaged to someone else, and this shouldn't rock you to your core because we haven't been
Right.
together in 7 years.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
like, the way he said, he was like, I believe, like I truly believe that we would end up together. It's like, if that was your belief, then why are you in another relationship? Like,
Yes.
what
Yeah.
is the purpose? Like, if you really had that belief in your heart, are you just doing it for fun? Like, it's obvious that he has a lot of issues.
I can't imagine. I know this happens to so many people. I can't imagine the mindset that he knows deep down that he's not over his ex before and still, and he's going to propose and get married to this person. I'm like, you want to do that? Like, I don't understand that mindset. I don't understand the mindset of proposing to someone when you're not like, this is for sure what I want out of life. He is so clearly communicating to OP that he's settling with her. Like, I mean, it's blatant. These are the moves of an untherapized person, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it is. There is no emotional intelligence to any decision he's making.
This is me jumping, but I almost think if he did go back, if that girl, his old love or whatever, did like give him space, I almost think he's idealizing her so much that he won't even, like women are just like kind of placeholders a little bit, and there's like a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
it wouldn't even, like he'd be let down and he'd be like, oh my God, you're not everything I built you up to be.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like he just disappeared for a day to go, like, I don't know, walk around a park and like consider his options and be like, God, it really doesn't seem like she's engaged. Like, maybe I should go get a ring and lock this down before she realizes he's like, I feel like there had to have been some like self-reflection of like, I've been crying over her. I need to propose right now because she'll say yes, and then like, yeah, I'll have this locked down. Like, settling for
he
it.
so clearly had no respect for his girlfriend, like at all, and she realized that, and that's
That sucks.
that's so infuriating. But like, I'm so glad she has self-respect for herself, and
Yeah.
Our producers threw out an interesting of like, what if he's trying to get engaged to make his ex jealous, to be like, oh, I'm over you.
Oh God, that could
check
be
it out.
so
Check it out.
true.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know, but it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, I actually think that might be it. That's sad.
Unfortunately, might be.
Yeah.
It's probably the first time he ever made her breakfast.
It probably is.
Probably had to Google how to make an egg.
Okay, our next story comes from Am I Overreacting?
Oof.
Yeah. Am I overreacting? I went on a date and saw my wife calling on his car Bluetooth. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. I, a 28-year-old woman, went on a date with a guy who's 30. We met up, ate breakfast, and hit the road because it's a long drive. Everything was going well. We were listening to music and just vibing, and then he got a phone call. He was driving, so his phone was connected to Bluetooth, and I could see who was calling. The caller ID said, my wife, and my stomach dropped. We have been dating, talking for 7 months, and nothing he did gave any signs of him being married. He didn't pick up and let it go to voicemail. My mood instantly shifts, and he asks what's wrong. I told him I saw who called and that he needed to call them back immediately. He was going on about how it was his brother, and I called BS because I saw clear as day that it said my wife. He goes on his phone and shows me his recent calls, and it says Big Bro at the time the call came through. The thing is that when the call came through initially and he let it go to voicemail, I was staring at it in disbelief, and then I looked away because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's possible that he changed the contact name really quickly. I told him again to call the number, and he doesn't show me, but he does call someone, and I can hear a male voice on the line. He hangs up and insists he doesn't have a wife and he doesn't know how that happened, etc. We get to our destination and I try to put it past me, but I can't let it go. If he had refused to show me his phone at all, I would have Ubered home. We end up leaving earlier than planned and he keeps trying to explain himself, but I can't forget the image of my wife calling. I told him I needed some space to think about what happened. Am I overreacting or is this a messed up prank? Oh, man. Whoa.
This is so...
Oh, man, I would be messed up. I would be so messed up if I saw that and it's just like, no, take a look. And I saw...
Brother?
I'd be like, I'm losing my mind. Now, my brain immediately goes to he switched the contact name really quickly.
Yeah.
I think the simple solution is to like, if the big brother is at the top of the call click that and call it back.
Can I see the text with
And
your
he
bro?
didn't. He said, I think they explained he calls, but she didn't see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think if I'm in that position and he's proving himself to me, then I'm gonna be as lawyered up as I want and be like, show it all to me. Let's end this right now.
Yeah.
Like, don't just show me one thing. Let's go through it all.
Let's set
go
the
through
phones
pics.
down.
Let's just do it, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, they've been dating for 7 months.
And it is because, like, if he doesn't have anything to hide, if it truly is like a joke or whatever, like if it is some weird bug in like the car Bluetooth, it's very simple to just be like, oh, I call it and it's his brother. But he didn't do that, so then it's like, yeah, why didn't you?
He is truly like trying to completely like alter reality here. Comments, why and how would it be a prank? Have you been to his house? Out with his friends? Some people do put sarcastic nicknames for certain people in their contacts, but switching up the contact name would have most likely taken some effort that you would have noticed if you were still sitting next to him. You are right to take some time to yourself. Trust your gut. Someone else said, I will add to this. As a married man, I have never saved my wife's contact as my wife.
Yeah.
My married friends don't either. It's either her name or a pet name.
Or wife.
Or wife. Yeah, my wife. My wife feels like a Borat thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not possible, just very odd. Lastly, someone said, could it be that he had a missed call from Big Bro just before he picked you up and he erased that call from the log? Oh.
Yeah, I thought that too.
He
he didn't
my
change
wife.
the contact. The call goes to voicemail. He opens recent calls, deletes that call.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't think about that.
brother's
That's
right
probably
there.
easier to do really quickly.
And then calls his brother and goes, here's my brother.
Yeah, I mean, I got a few suspicious contacts in my phone that are just my friends.
Sure.
Like, it's just my buddy Nick, you know?
Yeah.
But
Everyone in my phone is first name, their name, second name, how I know them. So you're Shane Smosh, you're Trevor Smosh.
dude, that's awesome.
Dude, you're Angela Smosh.
I am?
I do that. Because there's a lot of people here, and I'm like, I need to clarify that this is the person who is.
If I'm
it doesn't
cheating
help
on-
that we have a lot of people with the same names even
No,
here.
for sure. Like, if I'm cheating on someone, I'm gonna go real wife, secret girlfriend.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say, like, I'm gonna be specific.
Exactly.
Like, my wife, devil eyes, or like, my wife 2, my wife 3.
No, it's not great when I'm driving
My
with the plug and he
husband.
sees better plug on my thing. I'm like, hey, look, don't worry about it, man. Just kidding. I don't do drugs.
Wife's
Anyways.
boyfriend.
Wife's boyfriend. Imagine if she saw that wife's boyfriend. My wife's boyfriend. She's like, hold on, several layers.
Is the deal still on?
No, it's my wife's boyfriend, who's my plug. Don't worry about it. Okay. Update.
Oh, God.
So the most simple plot twist is that he manipulated
Deleted
his
it,
phone, is gaslighting her. There could be other possibilities. Maybe they did go into a new reality. Maybe when they were driving, when he got the call from my wife, they were in another dimension and they traveled in their long distance traveling. They drove through some sort of wormhole and they went to a new dimension where that's just his big brother and he's not cheating on her.
Yes,
Wait.
or she was overreacting so much
Yeah.
that it altered her judgment.
Okay.
I think maybe
And
just
the
every
word wife looked like brother.
Maybe this is her fault and everything in the world is her fault.
yeah.
And that seems like what a lot of commenters will say, but I'm here for the truth.
Stay with me here. Stay with me. This guy has a friend. At one point, he was driving with this friend, and his friend connected his phone to Bluetooth to play music. They happened to pass each other, driving opposite ways at the exact time that his friend got a call from his wife, who he has in his phone as my wife, and it auto-connected to his car's Bluetooth, and that showed up, and the call was actually not even in the car.
Okay, I have another one.
Okay, let's go. Let's ride.
Him and his buddies, his bros. Actually, no, this isn't even. Him and his buddies, his bros, they're out in an arcade, and they're asking for a certain amount of coins so they can play a game. And the man goes, are these for your wife? And he goes, I know it's my brother. And they go, it's so funny, man, you being my wife. I'm gonna put me in your phone as my wife.
I like that.
That's good. I like the arcade setting.
Yeah, okay, that was a little Easter egg for you guys.
And that's gonna stick
Okay.
with me.
Because I know you love games. Okay, so let's see it.
All right, here we go.
Let's hear it.
After my post, I listened to my gut and took a step back. I told my ex, that I couldn't look at him the same after that trip and needed space. He kept reaching out with long messages declaring his love, but never actually explained how the my wife mix-up happened. I took Reddit's advice and did some digging. He's not on social media, but I found him on True People Search. Turns out he really isn't married, which I already suspected. I've dated enough to know when someone's hiding something big, and this didn't feel like that. So I called and asked for the truth. He put Big Bro on the phone, who tried to claim the car had somehow saved his contacts, and that's why I saw my wife calling. Total bullshit. When I called it out, Big Bro left the call, and I got into another argument with my ex. I told him I was done and thought that was it. Wrong. He kept sending long messages, asking to see me, and would keep calling, which I ignored, until he finally said he'd tell me the truth. At that point, that's all I wanted because I knew what I saw and felt like I was being gaslit. So I called. Y'all, it was a test. There's no wife, no girlfriend, no significant other. He admitted to making it up because I had already been pulling away before all this, and he wanted to see if I really cared. He was crying, saying he didn't mean for it to go this far. Honestly, at this point, I felt relieved. I had started to doubt myself, and I was right to trust my instincts. But that didn't change anything. I ended things again. And of course, he went right back to the long-winded messages, so I blocked him. It's over, I'm done. Moral of the story, always trust your gut. To answer some questions, no, I've never been to his house because I only do that if I see something going somewhere. Make of that what you will. This isn't the first time he's tested me, so I already had doubts. Yes, I've met Big Bro before, but we weren't close. Turns out he was in on it the whole time. No, this isn't fake. Oh, so
it's not it yet.
I don't know what the test was.
The test!
The test was to just see if she cared.
So he felt her pulling away, so he made up a fictional wife to see if he could get her pulled in? I don't understand.
Look, I don't, people can date however they want. They can go about relationships however they want. They're unofficial after 7 months, but he's been testing her in these 7 months too. I'd be like, dude, you have the patience of a saint. I'd be out. 7 months, no, because she's literally writing X like with a question mark. She's like, we weren't actually boyfriend, girlfriend.
I cannot think of one instance, and maybe it's because I'm thinking really quickly and we're at the end of this shoot day, when testing your partner is good.
It's never worked out.
When you're like, let me set you up and then rate you based off of the results.
If you don't have trust to just have a conversation and trust that they're telling you the truth, then I don't know where you go from there. Like testing, it's just never gonna work. It establishes you don't have trust for that person. And as we've learned from so many Reddit stories, people who test their partners, they're never satisfied.
Yes.
They always have to then test them again.
But also that's such a weird power dynamic. That's like manipulation. That's like
totally.
There's nothing healthy about being like, let me test you.
I don't know. I feel like the fake wife who's actually my brother playing was pretty airtight. I'm surprised it didn't work out. Really surprised it didn't work out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I agree.
I don't know. Okay, so Big Bro, I'm gonna change your name to wife in my phone. And then you're gonna call. And then we gotta lock the door. That was cringe.
The guy I'm dating, Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That is such a weird way to ask if everything's okay.
It's so clearly just like a matter of him being like, hey, we've been dating for 7 months and I know we haven't really decided like this is serious and I'm just curious like where it's going. Like I'd love to know like your thoughts.
Yeah, or
like how simple, like is that not just
No, you can't do that, man.
Easiest thing to do?
You can't do that, man.
You
gotta test them.
It's so insane. That's the test. The test is just asking them, hey, are you into this?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be closer to you, so I'm gonna actually put more shit in between us. Like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
I got a Scott laugh.
All right. We're gonna move on to our last story, which I know is gonna sound shocking. That's our last story, but this one is a doozy. This is gonna be a ride.
He said it's a doozy.
Copy.
Okay. This comes from relationship advice. I, a 27-year-old woman, made a stupid joke to my husband, who's 30, and he stormed off. How do I fix this? Hey Reddit, I'm an Instagram snooper, so this is my first time here. I honestly never expected to post here because my husband, who's 30, and I have a great relationship. Of course, I can't say we haven't had our occasional bumps, but it's honestly a dream come true all the way through. Our wedding was April 2021, and we both cried like babies that day, and since then, the sailing has been smoother than soap. It's 2022 as of posting this, so it's November of 2022, so they've been married for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
This afternoon, he and I came home after a little lunch outing with our newly engaged friends, Kai and Marie. It went great, but was like just another outing, nothing special, though we got some bomb pasta back home, which I'm currently shoveling into my gob since it's too chilly for ice cream. We live in a super tiny apartment, and so he showered first while I got the leftovers into the fridge and stuff. I went in after him, finished my shower, and put some lotion on my palm. I accidentally squeezed too much and dabbed some of it away. After I rubbed it on my face, I still had some of the leftover on my finger, and I did exactly what any perfectly sane person would do. On my thumb, I whipped up a little smiley face and some spiky hair to create Lotion Man. I came out of the bathroom, giggling about it, and said something along the lines of, "Hey look, it's Lotion Man." He didn't really react. He just looked at my hand and blinked at me. I honestly was just goofing around and started making a silly voice and saying some random shit sprinkled with some inside jokes. I was blabbing for about a minute before he just up and left. I was, of course, completely oblivious as he grabbed some of his shit, and I just was smiling and asking where he was going in a kind of playful way. He has a huge truck, and we just returned from a trip, so he has enough stuff to last him weeks. So it didn't really dawn on me that he was leaving until he drove away. Honestly feel like Boo-Boo the fool for making such a stupid joke and then letting him leave just like that. You guys know Boo-Boo the fool?
Yeah.
That meme of the jester in the chair.
Oh, Boo-Boo the fool is the jester in the chair. Did not know that. Thank you for having that knowledge.
My face and Boo Boo the Fool is a gesture in a chair.
Plot twist, Boo-Boo the fool is a jester in a chair. Okay, so she shows him Lotion Man, goes, look, it's Lotion Man. And he leaves and like fully leaves.
Dude, here's the thing is I've done some bits so bad that Raven has walked out of the room, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Maybe she just bombed that bad. I texted him a few times and he's just said that he's thinking about things and that he's at his brother Tyler's place. I've been texting him nonstop, but he hasn't been responding or even reading any of it. He also sleeps really early, so I doubt I can get in contact with him anytime soon. His brother isn't responsive either, so I'm just leaving my phone on the nightstand and holding my breath. I don't think it's really dawned on me yet. I stared blankly at the door for like 10 minutes before I got off my ass and actually tried contacting him. I've been with this man for years and I'm always cracking cheesy jokes. I feel stupid and like shit for making Lotion Man and continuing after no response instead of just shutting up and accepting that I'm unfunny. At the same time, I'm just confused. He's never been at this point even in our rougher patches. The worst we've done is just take breaks from sex or just talk to one another a little less. I wasn't planning on getting into my sex life, but honestly, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm all for giving him space, but I can't say I'm not hurt. He's just leaving. And the process of divorce is just so, I don't even want to think about this anymore. Was making Lotion Man as big of a mistake as I think it was? Any advice on getting him back home? Thanks, Reddit. Also, any cute subreddit suggestions would be appreciated since it's my first time on Reddit and I want to distract myself.
Dude,
Guys, this is Lotion Man.
Dude, that's Lotion Man.
That's
That's
Lotion.
awesome.
Yeah. Comments here. There's something big missing to this story because ain't no way it's over the soap thing. Someone else said, I guess I'm missing something important. What was it about the Lotion Man that he got mad enough to leave? Someone said, that's a pretty extreme reaction and it sounds like you didn't do anything wrong. You should perhaps stop texting, see what he says tomorrow. You need to find out why this caused this reaction and he should be the one apologizing to you. What do we
I
think?
feel so bad
For Lotion Man.
Yeah.
for her and Lotion. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I'm thinking that he was feeling like things weren't working out, but for him, for that to be what snapped it, like that
Yeah.
sucks so bad.
That's devastating.
For someone to have, I don't know, I don't think I would do a Lotion Man-like joke, but I do think nothing's off the table. So for someone to use a moment of failure, like Lotion Man, and use that to be like, I'm leaving you, is the worst thing to hear.
Yeah, I've made jokes far worse than Lotion Man. Just like bad, not like bad, but like they're just not good.
Yeah.
And God, yeah, that would be devastating if I just told a really bad throwaway joke and it was like, well, that's it. You're done.
Like what? Yeah, and it's loaded for us because like sometimes I feel like our ability to make jokes kind of is your employment. And like what if you did a TNTL bit and then you just saw like somebody in the back go, and it was so bad. Like I do Queen of Mold, and then I see someone come back here and they go, and then you walk in the back and they're like, it's not gonna work.
That would be, I would
That's
never.
what this feels like to me.
I would never tell a joke again. I would never.
She's probably so rocked to her core.
I think what we're not considering is what if Lotion Man killed his father when he was a child? What if Lotion Man is like, he's like, hey, you know my history with
You're right. What if Lotion Man, that image specifically, looks a lot like her ex, who she's not over?
Her ex, Lotion Man.
What if?
Her ex, Lotion.
What
and
if-
he's like, yeah,
No, if you had something, you should go. Mine wasn't good.
no, go.
Okay.
It's just a safe space. No one will leave you if what you're about to say is bad.
No, I was gonna say, what if Lotion Man, she left out that she used Lotion Man to tell him that she'd been cheating on him. And it was like, she just let that part out of the story. She's like, oh yeah, I used Lotion Man as a little puppet to be like,
Well, she's like, I didn't say that. Lotion Man said
Lotion Man said it. Yeah. I have no clue what the plot twist could be.
I really hope it's not that he wasn't being honest for a long time and was hiding the fact that he wasn't into this, and then used that moment and really just slapped her in the face when she was giggling. You know what I mean? Like, I really hope this has a cool plot twist and not a heartbreaking one.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Let's find out, because we have an update. Hey Reddit, again. I posted here earlier about how my husband left after I told him a dumb joke. You can find it here. I followed the advice I got and kept my distance. You all had me really pondering about how much of my relationship was the butterflies and kittens I thought it was. I still firmly believe that everything was absolutely perfect before it happened, but oh well, I have my opinions. So you guys were right about some things and wrong about some things. For those of you saying that the lotion thing had nothing to do with it, you were kind of wrong. But for the people who said something happened during the lunch outing, you were right on the money. My husband came back the other day. He apologized and said he was ready to talk to me. I obliged. I tried my best not to be all over him, but quite frankly, I miss this man so damn much. He's my husband after all. I think I figured out what it is.
What is it?
I think I figured out what it is. I think Lotion Man was so endearing and so cute that he had cheated on her, and he was just like, I can't do this. Like, this is such a sweet and precious
That
moment.
has to be it.
No.
Wait, this is the smartest you've ever looked to me. No, that's brilliant. That's a brilliant analyzation. That isn't a bad, that isn't a diss. That's me going, that's brilliant.
I'm also sitting here wondering if I've read this story before and I don't remember it.
No, you'd remember Lotion.
Dude, that made
I would
me
remember
throw
Lotion.
up.
We've had so many types of people on Reddit stories.
Like she brings up
Lotion Man. Lotion Man is one of the catalog of people.
She goes, look at Lotion Man, and he's like, I've been stealing money from you for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something dark.
Yeah.
And Lotion
Yes.
Man was the most innocent thing. I think you're so right.
Dude.
No, because that's what I think of what would break someone. Like if you cheat on the person you love, and then a moment of just pure sweetness, that would be the moment that you're just like, I can't believe I've done this. Like,
Yeah.
I've been cheating on you for
to go.
15 years.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
So that's my prediction. My husband came back the other day. He apologized and said he was ready to talk to me. I obliged. I tried my best not to be all over him, but quite frankly, I miss this man so damn much. He's my husband after all. He told me the following. I mentioned previously that we went out with our two newlywed friends, Kai and Marie. Kai is a 30-year-old man. Marie is a 29-year-old woman.
Does Kai look like Lotion Man?
We did have some quality time with all four of us, but often one or more people were missing from the table, considering it was a fusion buffet and the food was amazing. Apparently, at some point, my husband and Marie grabbed some food together. Or maybe before we left, since I know I was talking to just Kai for a while before they appeared and we got into the car. Whatever it was, they were alone together. Marie, the fiancée, told my husband that when Kai proposed, she realized she was in love with him, my husband. But she accepted Kai's proposal and tried to put her feelings to rest by organizing a lunch out. Though apparently she was charmed or some bullshit because she asked him to run away with her or something. I don't know. But she wanted him to leave me and be with her. Now, Marie is honestly gorgeous, which I hate to say because I'm so pissed off with her. She's the typical blonde, blue-eyed, skinny pageant girl who looks kind of like Emma Watson. I'm not. My husband gently turned her down and wished her all the best. But he says he had her on his mind for a while. We were all college friends, so we know one another very well. And when I showed him Lotion Man, it all essentially exploded inside him. I had a hair towel and some shitty old clothes on, and I was giggling over a stupid thing, and apparently my immaturity ticked him off. He suddenly got cold feet about our relationship and left for his brother's place. He eventually came back and said he loved me all over again. I was frozen in shock and asked some questions before asking him to sleep on the couch, at least for that night. He did, and it didn't really help me sleep. I can't believe that he was considering throwing away all of our relationship for a crush. The more I think about it, the less I can look him in the eye. We went to Thanksgiving lunch together with some of his family and some close friends, and we spent last night together, so I think he thinks he's in the clear. I can't lie and say I'm not considering just forgiving and forgetting, though. He comes home from work about 6 hours from now, and I don't know what to do next. I have off today. I'm a teacher, and so I'm considering either one, contacting Kai and telling him about what his fiancée is up to. My husband begged me not to, as Marie was apparently making a spontaneous mistake. 2, contacting Marie and chewing her out for trying to f up my relationship, or having a civil conversation, less tempting, but it's whatever. 3, contacting Tyler, his brother, and asking if he left the house at some point. Tyler's house is very close to Marie's place, and I'm very worried about that, though I doubt I'll get anything out of him. 4, all of the above. Any advice or well wishes, because I'm not in a great place right now, would be appreciated.
Dude, that is soul crushing.
That is awful.
As someone who like hearing this story, like Lotion Man is some shit that I would do. Like I can't
Which way would you do it?
like make a little lotion guy.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I feel yes. I thought you were saying the other guy.
No, like I do so much dumb stuff
Me
like
too.
that. Like I can't I really do. I can't over-exaggerate the amount of terrible, dumb, stupid jokes that I make at home with Raven. And if I made a dumb joke like that I thought was like, that's so funny, like silly, stupid, and that was how she responded, I would never joke again. Like that would genuinely crush my soul.
What a bad time for him to hurt her feelings.
It's just like, dude, you got up and left out of nowhere with no explanation, and you left for a while, right? And you come back, and this is your explanation. Like, this is your wife. Like, this is someone, you're breaking all the trust here.
I mean, it's like we talk about it all the time, where it's like no matter what, people have to take care of themselves in a relationship. You do have to like go with you. You can't be with someone if you're not happy, right? But the way you go about telling your partner or not telling them, or the way you communicate is what makes you a good person or a bad person. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what makes, like, you falling out of love with someone, that doesn't make you like immediately the asshole. The way you did that, like if you had the like care and like just forefront of thought to be like, let me think about this. How can I communicate this? How can I be responsible for my wife in this time when this is like really messy?
Yeah, because it's the classic thing of like, that I say all the time of like the love aspect is one thing. It's the respect thing.
Yes.
He's disrespecting
That's what I meant to say. Thank you.
So much.
Yeah.
He's disrespecting her nonstop here. Because your feelings, love, it's that can be a roller coaster for people.
Yeah.
But respect is a choice. And he made a lot of choices here that were very disrespectful to her. We now go back to what we were talking about earlier of she knows that Marie confessed her love for her husband. And
Just
here's
like,
Kai over here that she's talking to. It's like,
mid-buffet is weird to me, too.
Mid-buffet is crazy.
Because
confessing
like,
your love at a buffet?
But like like when you get up, like I was just at a buffet for Easter brunch with my family, and it's always like someone's like guarding the boat a little, and you're like, you go out. Yeah, well, I'll stay here. I'll stay at the table. Yeah. And then someone comes back, and then you kind of all eat at different shifts, and people go back for seconds to be like, let's go to the salad bar.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with you. I'm in love with you, and then go back.
Like mid picking up a lobster roll, putting it on your plate.
And then just like go
hey, by
back
the
and like.
I've been in love with you all these years. Grab some Jell-O.
Yeah.
Did you want some of this, by the way? I'm in love with you.
Let's keep this conversation maybe a minute tops, and let's head back. Like what?
It's it's so disrespectful. Like that is not the way that you handle, like just leaving and not saying a word is so awful. Like if you are having those thoughts, like take a second to process and be like, hey, I want to sit down with you and tell you like this thing that happened at lunch. Like,
or like if you're not even ready to talk about that specific part, just never leaving your partner high and dry without any explanation and quite literally abandoning your person.
Yeah, and it's like you abandoned her is already a lot.
Yeah.
You come back and go, the reason I abandoned you is because this person confessed their love for me and I was thinking about it. It's like, okay, we're done.
yeah.
It's like when you fight or flight, that instinct to leave her when there's some issues.
It's like, oh, so that's where you were leaning. You were leaning towards that.
Yeah.
Now I'm supposed to feel confident in us forever?
Yeah. And I totally understand, like, if there's a moment where you, like, have a lot of emotions, like, I totally get needing to be alone.
Yes,
like,
no, I get that too.
Needing to, like, take a
But you
second.
need to tell...
Yeah.
You need to tell them that before you disappear.
Yeah.
100%. It's like, just send him a text. Like, literally, even if he walked out and sent a text and was like, hey, I have some things going on, like, mentally right now. I just need to sit for a second and we can talk. Like, don't stress too much. Like, I just need to sit. Like, that's great. That's fine. Like, but yeah, to just walk out, get in your truck, drive, no explanation, and then just come back and be like, God, yeah, well, I was thinking about someone else that said that they loved me is the worst thing that you can do to a person after they show you Lotion Man.
Update number 2.
Whoa.
Regardless of what happens in this next plot twist, the friend group is dead.
We're not going
it's
to
over.
fusion buffets anymore.
No.
We're doing one-on-ones. I don't know with who.
We're doing one-on-one.
We're doing bi-weekly one-on-ones.
Yes. Oh God, I'm scared.
I don't know what can happen from here on out. A lot of you had some really interesting theories, LOL, and surprisingly, most of them were somewhat right. The majority ruled that I should do all 3, confront Kai, Marie, husband, and Tyler. Not necessarily in that order, and so I had to get smart with it since a lot of you guys told me that any of them could twist the story had they known there was an outside influence. Before I begin, yes, the full story is wacky and honestly doesn't make that much sense. I'm honestly just piecing it together via context clues, and I do have some questions left unanswered. When my husband came home, we had a conversation. He essentially said the same story as before, and he told me he was open to my marriage counseling suggestion. I gave him a big hug and did the laundry. Usually we split the laundry, plus I had been giving him a light cold shoulder, so I indirectly forgave him, in his eyes at least. We haven't really set boundaries with our phones, like we know each other's passwords and everything, but he would definitely get suspicious if I was just scrolling around on it. So instead, I agreed to meet up with Kai first. A lot of you guys were concerned that he would tell Marie and everything would implode, but Kai is a big gym nut and I've been wanting to go recently, so I said it as casually as possible, using it as an excuse. He agreed. The next morning, I met with Kai. I sat down with him and told him all I know. Yes, I cried like a baby. Originally, Kai was rigid and tried to kindly poke holes in what I was saying with a few gotcha questions before he too broke down. Marie didn't tell him a word. That was a big red flag on its own. I then went to Marie with Kai. A few Redditors told me to be as discreet as possible, and so, as a suggestion, said, I just blurted to her that I know everything. She played dumb at first and then eventually broke. You all were right. Marie trying to settle her crush was a bullshit story. My husband was the one who approached her.
Absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
There it is.
She told me that he asked her before she sealed it with Kai if she wanted to have a night with him and another woman. Here's the kicker. Marie said yes.
And she's allowed to. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, so
He casually pitched a threesome while on a buffet date, double date. And he was at the lamb chop section of the buffet, and he said, me and two other women that are not here with us at the buffet.
But wait, I hate to say it, but that's not all. Apparently, Marie has been cheating on Kai for a while, with men and women. And my husband has also been cheating frequently. They covered for each other and occasionally met up.
Oh, the friend group is destroyed.
Guys, I don't know if this friend group's gonna make it.
Yeah. The band is breaking up.
At the last moment, she declined because she wanted to be loyal to Kai now that they were engaged, as if she wasn't cheating for the majority of the relationship. And my husband got all pissed off for a while before saying he's just locked up in his apartment now. Cue me showing him Lotion Man. He snaps and gets out of there. Kai and Marie are both arguing, in tears and red at the face. I told them sorry that I butted into their relationship and that I'll handle my husband myself. She's like, "We'll see you later."
Dude.
I can't get over this man, like having all these like crazy threesomes, and then his wife does a Lotion Man.
She's like, "Hey, threesome, you, me, Lotion Man."
No, he sees that and he's like, my God.
I found Tyler before the sun set. He told me yes, his brother stopped by, but only around 11 p.m. He left at around 8. So those 3 hours went all. Tyler told me that he was angry and didn't tell him anything. I then tell him some context, just the Lotion Man, and he says that maybe he was driving around for a while. It doesn't sound like my husband to drive as relief, but I'm willing to look into it since the future was already looking pretty fucking bleak. I went home, I Googled something on my husband's phone. Instead, I was just checking if any of them had contacted him. Nothing, thankfully. I would have gone into more depth, but that would have to wait. Instead, I tried to keep him busy for the duration of the day. Remember how I said he goes to sleep really early? Well, that worked in my favor. Took his phone that night while he was snoring his ass off, ran into a million dead ends. I knew I was missing something, but I just couldn't find it. Finally, I opened his hidden photos. Kaboom, his story explodes to pieces. What did I find? Nudes. Nudes, more nudes, even more nudes. All of one girl. Not me, shocker, but not Marie either. I don't recognize her. Let's call her Allison. She's absolutely gorgeous. Red hair, hourglass figure, you name it. I'm obviously broken. I traced her back to a contact. I feel sick. There it is, an affair. He's been contacting her since February, days before I surprised him with the Valentine's thing that I had been using up my paychecks for and thinking I was the luckiest woman alive. It sucks. I can't even read more, but I toughed through it. Then I found it, November 3rd, 2 days after the last nude. She's pissed off. She found out he was married all along. She was in love with him. I would feel bad for her, but she didn't even bother trying to contact me out of love. Hubby has a genius idea. He told Allison that he'll bring his wife over to a hotel to show that his wife doesn't care about the affair. Sound familiar? So I assume when Marie canceled, there was nothing he could do. He became whiny and begged her to come. He told Allison that there was an inconvenience and they'd meet up another day. Then, the Lotion Man. He got pissed off at me and left. I don't know what he did after that, but whatever it was, he wasn't with either of them. Then he went to Tyler's place, slept it off, and came back afterward. I'll spare you the details, but I couldn't even pretend to like him anymore after I found that out. I brought Kai and Marie over the next morning. He started blubbering and tried to deny it all before eventually admitting he was into redheads. Marie is actually strawberry blonde, Allison is very ginger. And it was the one desire of his I couldn't fulfill. Even I could see past his...
You're gonna have to stop soon.
He's like, fine, you got me. I'm into redheads.
He's like, I'm sorry, it's just the last thing on my bucket list.
Even I couldn't see past his bullshit saying that he loved only me and that being with Allison/Marie only made him love me more. I just said, F it, and packed my stuff. He got more desperate, but even I, the girl who was honestly infatuated with him, knew it was over. He technically owns the apartment, so I had to leave. Now I'm staying with Kai. I feel for him too. His wife was his world. We were hugging and crying for a while, ranting about God knows what, just trying to get ourselves together, to be honest. He tried to lighten the mood by making lunch, and it was really nice. He's a wonderful cook.
By making lotion.
By making Lotion Man. I showed him the other 2 posts, and he got a kick out of some of your comments. Haha. As far as I know, my soon-to-be ex-husband is with Marie for now. I don't care about either of them, and honestly, it's kind of therapeutic just having some kind of closure and not walking on eggshells like I have been for the past few days. Kai and I are going to the gym tomorrow to do some relaxing yoga and hopefully figure out what to do next. We've both taken off from work. I'm sorting out my finances, and hopefully I should get the ball rolling to finally legally split from my husband and be able to call him my ex. I'm still so frazzled. I have at least half a dozen pictures of him and me on my desk, and our wedding picture is my lock screen on pretty much all of my devices. I know my students will notice his sudden disappearance from from my life, and I'll have to tell them that the guy I've been raving about for the past forever is divorcing me. I'll have to tell all my family and friends. Kai is my rock in this whole thing, and we'll eventually have to part ways, which hurts me because he's honestly my #1 support system in all of this. Living arrangements, actual divorce costs, law stuff, yuck, therapy, sigh. I still have to go through it all. I can't believe I thought this relationship was perfect. It's really therapeutic to just write this all down. I'll be coming back for more advice someday, though just now I've seen all of your sweet words, and I'll continue lurking around for a long time. But this should be my final update for now. Thank you again, Reddit, from me and Kai. Update number 3, condensed for time, because we're running out of time here. OP got a divorce and is now in a happy relationship.
Yay.
That is the final update. So she was able to
Thank God.
get out of that.
Thank God.
You know what's still one of the most interesting things to me about cheating is how cheaters oddly build up resentment for their partners.
Yeah.
Right? It's it's such a weird
Because that's their
cycle.
obstacle in front of
It's such
their
a
other.
weird
Yeah.
thing. I've read some about it, but I still don't understand it. Like where that resentment comes from. It's interesting. So that's clearly what happened. He just was mad at her
No, I
for
mean,
Lotion Man.
when you're that deep in a psychosis that's telling yourself that what you're doing isn't wrong, this person is annoying because they're in the way. Like I think you have to be kind of so deep in not logic to be upset with that
To
person.
sit there and tell these people, I'm into redheads,
Yeah.
and think that you're gonna get through this fine.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the craziest response ever. Of the admission of guilt for him to just be like, I'm into redheads.
She's like, oh.
It's beyond parody. It's
No, so many
Yeah.
levels of this is so disrespectful.
That is
He planned a whole thing of I'm gonna get Marie to come to pretend to be my wife.
It's like literally like
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire, like boy edition or something. Where he's like, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna run between the restaurants and and get all the redhead I want. Loser.
Jesus.
Sorry.
It's so sad too.
Plot twists.
I feel so bad for her, but I'm happy she it sounds like she took care of herself. I'm happy she didn't have to do it alone. She had Kai.
And how does Lotion Man?
Where does he sit?
Where does
in all
he
this?
sit in all
Honestly, where's Lotion Woman?
I was gonna say
I'm a little suspicious of Lotion Man.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
show us your phone, Lotion Man.
Yeah. Hey,
If there's nothing to hide, let's just show your phone. Open your phone.
show us your phone.
Just open your phone if there's nothing to hide. I just want to talk to him.
Show us your phone, Lotion Man. Dumbest joke ever said.
Next to Lotion Man.
Next to Lotion Man. Thank you both for being here. This was wild. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I feel as if I screamed a little bit.
No.
No, that was...
Angela, what?
Yeah. You screamed?
And we're sorry about that prank.
It's okay. It really hurt.
A really good prank that we executed perfectly.
Spencer's gonna be not disappointed at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, not whatsoever.
Literally coming in here like, oh, it's gonna be so funny.
I actually like it for the Reddit listener. That for one episode at the top of the episode, you just hear people go, yeah, wow, I couldn't imagine. And they're like, it's a weird episode.
Oh man, whatever Reddit stories. Okay, thank you both for being here. Thank you for watching. And let us know what other themes and subreddits you'd like to see on the show. And we will see you next Saturday. Bye.